This time we're going to go over how to change the size at which your avatar starts when you load into it. Some people want to be bigger or smaller when they're in their avatars, and I totally understand that. Here's how you get it done. Before we get started though, I need to point out one small caveat or gotcha that a lot of people fall for. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and hop over into Smooth POV, turn on my private UI and show you my settings. Inside my settings here, you'll see right at the top here it says my height, 6'2". That is my real world height. I am 6'2", very tall, and your real world height needs to be there. No lying. Don't make yourself taller. Don't make yourself shorter. If you go to the doctors and they say you're 6'2", you put 6'2" into this box. Do not change it. I know it's common for users to change this sort of thing in other VR platforms and even in Neos to get the avatar shrinking or growing effect that they're after, but it is wrong. Make sure that this lines up to your height. The reason behind this is because it affects the length of your arms as well as how tall you are when you stand up. So it's very important that this is your actual height because it does all the calculations based on that particular height, so it needs to be accurate. If you want to be smaller or bigger, here's how you actually do it, not by editing that. So we walk up to this ruler here. You also see why that setting is important, and that's because, hey, look, I'm about 6'2" in actual height in game as well, which is great because I put that height in and then I've set this avatar up to be completely aligned to my real world height. That's why sometimes people call me tall in sessions. But what if I didn't want to be tall? Let's go ahead and go over that. So easiest way to do that is to go ahead and inspect your avatar. You can do this on an avatar that you're wearing. It doesn't need to be one that you're wearing though, up to you. And then we'll go to the root of the avatar. Once we're at the root of the avatar, we just need to scroll all the way down to the bottom. It's a long way, I'm sorry, but I hope you're having a great day. Once we get to the bottom, I go to Attach Component, then go to Users, Common Avatar System, and then you're looking for Default User Scale. With this component added, what you then need to do is change this number, and this number will affect how big you are when you join into the game. So if I change this to 0.5, and then I, more importantly, save my avatar. So here we are. I'm going to save ahead and save my avatar. And then load into my avatar. You'll see I am now 0.5 of my original size here. So if I bring this ruler down to me, you should see I'm about 3 foot. Yes, about 3 foot. Great. And I didn't change my height in settings. I changed my height on just the avatar. Additionally, if you look at the context menu that I'm using, you'll see scaling is disabled, and when I enable scaling and change my height back up to, let's say, 6'2", so around about there, it will recognize that the height at which I want to be by default is lower than that, and so when I reset the scale, it'll go back down there. So that's basically how to set your default scale, such that when you do that reset scale option or scaling is disabled, that's the height that you'll be at. So make sure you go ahead and change that. Just to wrap things up, I'm going to go ahead and show you where that is again. So at the root of my avatar, all the way down to the bottom. You'll get better at this if you're new to Neos. You'll get better at this scrolling effect. We are working on it. Right down at the bottom here, default user scale. You just change this number and you make sure it says set on equip checked. That is all there is to it. If you want this ruler, by the way, there is a version of it in the MTC that covers, I think it's only metric, but the version in my public folder under utilities has metric and imperial, both on the same sliders. So if you want to use metric or you want to use imperial, you're great. There's feet, there's centimeters, both is fine. See you next time.